Good evening. My name is Karen Wall, but you can call me Auntie Karen. Welcome back to another episode of Reading to the 246, a space where children of all ages, including us adults, can learn facts about Barbados, islands across the region, and the world. Today is World Storytelling Day. Storytelling is an important part of our local, regional, and international culture. Generations of knowledge are carried on the backs of storytellers. This evening's storyteller shares her love for science in a fun, creative, and imaginative way. Now, have you ever wondered what the world would be like without the sun? Well, this brings us to our guest this evening, Darren Simien Fisher.
Thank you very much.
Darren Simien Fisher is a Haitian and French heritage, of which she is extremely proud. She is a wife, mother, and a retired elementary science specialist teacher. Teaching was her love, and science was her passion. Over her 34-year tenure as an educator, Ms. Fisher worked diligently to promote literacy and science. She said she never dreamed of becoming an author, nor was it anywhere on her bucket list. But God had other plans for her to promote literacy. And what better way to do it than writing books for children based on scientific concepts. Welcome again, Ms. Fisher. Please share with us your journey of publishing your first book, best-selling author on Barnes and Noble.
Okay. Um, my journey as an author began in March of 2017. My ideas about writing about the sun came in the middle of the night. For a couple of weeks, I kept getting ideas, so I decided that I was going to get up and write those ideas in a journal. And when I started looking at the journal, I realized that this could be a great resource for teachers and students to learn about a whole lot of concepts related to science. So what I did was I went to the curriculum and I looked at all the things that the students in pre-K through fifth grade were responsible for learning. Patterns in the sky, weather, characteristics of the sun, the position of the planets around the sun, rainbows, how light behaves, and all those concepts made me think, hey, this could be a great resource and a mini science book for teachers. And that's how it came about. I was fortunate enough to have my niece, who is an educator, to illustrate the pictures. And she worked with me. Even though we started in 2017, we had a lot of devastation in our family. My illustrator lost her home after Harvey or during Harvey in 2017. And then she lost three of her grandmothers. One of them was my mother. One of my nephews, my oldest sister's son, was killed. My brother's son was killed, all in the 4-year period. So it was difficult to focus on getting my book, but it taught me patience and perseverance, and that things happen in God's time. And this was the time that he had set for this book to happen after all of these events. So I say that Wandering in the Sun is a gift from God's Son to share with the world, my passion for teaching and my love for science. And that's what came out of it. And so actually, I think that this book is the book that I wish I had on the shelf when I was teaching. It encompasses so many concepts. And I aligned it to the elementary national science standards so that children can see that they have a closer connection to the sun, and they're responsible for learning these things before they, graduate from fifth grade.
Tell us about the characters. Tell us about the different characters in the
Okay, well, Paris is my granddaughter. She's my only granddaughter. And we've been doing science since she was 2 years old. She loves science. Every time she comes over here, she has to make slime. I wanted to, and in fact, it was my niece's idea to put her in the book to show diversity, and not only diversity, but Black girls like science too. So that was the reason for putting her in there. The son is my husband, like I said. He loves to wear fancy glasses, and he has a heavy, thick mustache. And the two dogs belong to my niece. The darker one is Marshall, and the lighter one is Rory. And those are her world. In fact, she's writing a series of books on them. And so she's taken a hiatus from illustrating books for other people. So she's focusing her book. And she's also, like I say, she's a teacher and she has science background. So this was the perfect assignment for her. And to, be blessed with her talents is just a blessing from God. And I'm so grateful.
totally agree. Now, when we come back after the break, we'll go right into Miss Fisher reading her book, Wander in the Sun, illustrated by Jessica Simien Fisher.
Thank you. It's a ton of fun wandering in the sun. This glowing ball of gas is a star. I call him Mr. Sun, and he is very, very far. Hi, my name is Paris. Come along with me, and together we will see why our world is so bright and sunny. It's a ton of fun learning about the sun. Mr. Sun appears to rise in the east and set in the west. He works 12-hour days and gives his best. He sits on his throne, but he isn't alone, for our solar system is made up of other celestial bodies, some unknown. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Need a trick remembering the planets in order from the sun? Use the first letter of each planet and create a silly sentence just for fun. Example, my very easy method just sounds unusual now. It's a ton of fun spinning in the sun. Just like a spinning top, the earth spins too. It spins tilted on its axis and keeps going, even when the day is through. This creates 12 hours a day and 12 hours of night. Isn't that right? The earth also revolves around the sun. It takes about 1 year for every revolution. The earth's revolution and tilt causes the four seasons we enjoy: winter, spring, summer, and fall. Oh boy. Which season is your favorite? Is it fall or do you like them all? It's a ton of fun playing in the sun. Mr. Sun brightens the sky that guides our way and keeps us warm throughout the day. His light allows us to play in the bay during the month of May. Come to think of it, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's a ton of fun growing in the sun. Did you know plants need sunlight to help them grow? Mr. Sun shares his light, which turns into heat. Then Plants use it to make food that living things eat. This process is called photosynthesis. It's a ton of fun warming up in the sun. Mr. Sun is a powerful heat source, of course. He makes the red liquid in the thermometer go up and down. He's very serious and doesn't play around. Some people like the temperature hot and some like the temperature cold. Either way, Mr. Sun is in control. Thermometers measure temperature from morning to night using degrees Celsius and Fahrenheit. When the temperature is below zero, Mr. Sun is my hero. On the other hand, 80 degrees is just grand. If I wear a white shirt and you wear black, who will be the first to feel the heat on their back? The fact is, a black shirt absorbs more sun. Playing in the sun is still a ton of fun. It's a ton of fun getting wet in the sun. After rain showers clear, a tiny raindrop can refract the sun's light to make a rainbow appear. The colors of a rainbow are always in order: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Use the acronym Roy G. Biv to remember the order, and you will be smarter. Mr. Sun is the one who makes it rain, hail, sleet, and snow from the water cycle that we know. With the warm yellow glow, he uses his energy to heat the water below. When water vapor travels to the sky above, it changes states, and down comes the precipitation we love. On any given day, Mr. Sun can turn the blue sky dark gray. With his strength and power, he produces April showers. Let's check out the beautiful flowers. It's a ton of fun feeling the wind in the sun. Paris says, "Oh, how I love a cool breeze on my golden brown skin." If the wind is blowing with all its might, it will be just right to fly a kite. North, south, east, and west are directions wind can blow. How do we get the wind? Do you want to know? There are no surprises. Warm air over land expands and rises. The wind will begin when cool air rushes in. It's a ton of fun powering up in the sun. This is solar energy explained in a nutshell. Sunlight is captured in photovoltaic cells. Electrons will flow and our light bulbs will glow a beautiful bright yellow. It's a ton of fun even when there is no sun. At the end of the day, Mr. Sun had his way. He sets in the west to get some rest and waits on Mrs. Moon to visit us soon. Mrs. Moon is calling. She says, "Mr. Sun, you are a shining star." He says, "Aw, thanks. Hi, I'm in the west." She says, "Okay, I'm OTW. I'm on the way." He says, "Have a good night." Mrs. Moon uses all of her might to brighten the night by reflecting the sun's light. Great job, Mrs. Moon. Mr. Sun, we will see you soon. It was a ton of fun learning, spinning, playing, growing, warming up, getting wet, feeling the wind, and powering up while wandering in the sun. What's your connection to the sun? Do you have one? The end.
can suffice to say that my appreciation of the sun is great. How did you come up with a novel idea? This novel idea, this science story.
As a teacher, I realized that science can be intimidating at the elementary level. So I know that as a teacher, we want to motivate and inspire and engage our children immediately. So the best way to do that was through rhyme. So I figured I had to take the facts and turn them into rhyme. I did visit a whole lot of bookstores during the time, and none of the science books about the sun or the moon rhyme. And I felt that that was a very important factor in getting children hooked on the Mr. Sun.
Now, I know you have a very interesting rap. Would you be willing to share that rap with us about a little rap? I heard you use it before.
Of course, it goes like this. It says, let's give credit where credit is due. Without Mr. Sun, there will be no me or you.
So let's give credit where credit is due. Without Mr. Sun, there be no me nor you. Ah,
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly. Thank
Yeah.
you.
How can persons gain access to your book?
My book is available at barnesandnoble.com.
Mm-hmm.
And if you
Uh,
live in America, you can get it from darrenfisherauthor.com from my website. You can buy it from my website. I think that it's best to buy it on Barnes and Noble if you're out of the United States because of shipping costs.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to check into that. You know, I need to check and see how much shipping is from the United States to Barbados.
No problem. Okay, children, can you share one fact that you learned about the sun? Well, Miss Fisher was reading. So you raise your hand and then I would ask you to turn on your mic. So raise your hand to share one fact that you learned about the sun. They have a Amelia. You can go ahead.
And helps the plants grow for food.
Lovely. She said the sun helps the plants grow for food. Anyone else? No, I knew about the sun helping the plants to grow, but one thing I didn't know was about how the sun helped with the movement of air. I think that's very interesting. I just thought it was
Yeah.
going to air, but I didn't know there was a connection between the hot air rising. I'm moving around. No, I'm saying to myself, hot air rising. I'm moving around, so the connection is definitely there.
Yeah, the
Now,
creation of wind. Mm-hmm.
no, I didn't know that. Now, Miss Fisher, how important is STIL? Hope I got it right. Still education, science through literacy. I think that's what it is. Education to the future. How important is that?
Oh, STEM is vital for the future. It equips our learners to respond to real world challenges like climate change, food insecurities, gender equalities, water and ocean conservation. All of these are important. And STEM teaches critical thinking skills and it instills a passion for innovation. That's why STEM is so important. It gives people skills that make them more employable to meet current labor demand. But all the components of STEM bring a valuable contribution: science, technology, engineering, and math. It contributes to a well rounded education. But the most important thing is for us to plant the seed at an early age so that we can build a strong foundation that ensure that our children choose careers in the STEM field. But
And
STEM is everywhere. STEM is everywhere.
And I think that that's one of the reasons why I love your book because it's relatable. So a mother who has a young child, she can sit and read your book, or like some person who's like 11 or 12 who wants to be able to have a breakdown of the concepts related to the sun in a very simple fashion. They can also read your book. So it's for the emergent reader, it's for the pre-reader, it's for the child who's learning and continue to read, and then it's for even myself because I can actually share it, read it, and learn fast in a very simple fashion and still share it with my class. So I really, really love that. Now, question to the children, sorry. What do you think would happen if there was no sun? Can anyone tell me what they think would happen if there was no sun? Do you think we would be able to survive without the sun? You can type yes or no in the chat. Do you think we would be able to survive without the sun? No, we would not be able to survive. Nope. No, we will not be able to survive without the sun. There'll be no food. There'll be no season. We won't be able to go to the beach and relax and have a beach day. There'll be no there'll be no barbecue. None of those things that we love. We will not be able. We will not be able to do these things. So the sun is important. The sun plays a critical role, as you said, Darren. Science plays a critical role in how our future will be shaped. Now, when we
Exactly.
come back, now when we come back, it will be time for our Bayesian mashup. But before we go, are there any questions from our audience? Okay. And so we're going straight into a Bayesian mashup. I'm rubbing my hands. I'm rubbing my hands. Now, Darren, you just shared some information with me that your hairstylist is from Barbados, and she's going to teach you how to make flying fish and cuckoo. So I'm hoping that when we share these questions, that I hope that she was able to assist you somewhat. Your first question, Darren, was to state the name of the capital of Barbados.
The capital of Barbados is Bridgetown.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Bridgetown, Bridgetown. Island in the sun with the capital Bridgetown. Okay, what is Houston most famous for?
Oh my God. Houston is famous for so many things. We're the center of the petrochemical industry.
Mhm.
And we're home to NASA, Johnson Space Center, and we have the largest healthcare organization in the world trying to cure cancer. And I know everybody's familiar with Beyonce, right? She's from Houston too.
Ring on it.
Yes, she's from Houston. In fact, we went to the same church.
Nice, nice, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you share a saying you would have heard growing up as a child that encompasses your Haitian French heritage?
Well, you know, when I was a kid, when adults talk, we have to leave the room. But I do remember my daddy using this phrase, let the good times roll. And it goes like this, laissez le bon. Wait a minute. Laissez le bon temps rouler.
Ooh,
And
they
that
said
means
a
let
bon
the good
time.
times roll. And in fact, my brother owned a Creole restaurant, and it was called Bon Ton Pierre after my father. So
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
but
Said a
they really didn't talk Creole in front of us. They talked with the older people, you know.
nice, nice, nice.
Yeah,
What is the name of one place you would love to visit if you have the opportunity to visit Barbados?
I will have the opportunity to visit Barbados. I've already discussed it with my husband. The main thing is my husband and I were swimmers. My husband got a swimming scholarship, so we love the water. So the
Mhm.
first thing we would hit is the beaches, but I also like the botanical gardens and everything. And really, I like getting down with the natives. You know, I heard that y'all hang out at the fish market on the weekend and
Isis Fish Festival. Yes,
yes,
Friday
that's
night.
what I
Isis
like to
Fish
do.
Festival. Nice.
I like to
And I visited the botanical gardens. I think last year, right when we were going into COVID, and over there is so lovely. humid, lots of flowers. It really is a beautiful place to visit, and I would tell any Barbadian or any visitor to definitely visit there. Now, do you want to share a dish you learned to cook as a child that has a Caribbean background?
Actually, I do. Actually, I'm called the queen of gumbo. I can
Mm.
make some gumbo, girl. Okra, shrimp, crabs, andouille sausage. But the roux is the key, right? The
Like have a,
roux is.
I'm stopping my mouth. I'm
I know,
stopping
girl.
my mouth.
Everybody asks me to cook gumbo, but I can cook a whole lot of stuff. I know how to cook shrimp creole, crawfish etouffee, all of that stuff. My daddy used to shoot the pig in the backyard and make his own boudin. You know what boudin is?
No, I don't. You have to teach me. What's boudin?
Boudin is a Creole sausage made with rice and liver and ground beef, green onions, and you stuff it in a pig casing. It's like a sausage. And you
Mm.
put it on the barbecue pit and smoke it. Oh my God, it's unbelievable.
Now we do something similar here, but we do it when we are making our steamed pudding. So what I grew up seeing my grandfather, he had pigs in the backyard as well. So when he would be making steamed pudding, he would actually take the same intestines and he would clean them out. And then he would steam the potatoes, he would season it up and stuff, and then he would feed it into the same intestines. So what we eat nowadays, and then some people we don't put it on the grill, we don't make the meat, we don't mix any meat with it, but
Mm-hmm.
we put it inside the oven and you steam it, and then you cut it up in like little slices, and
Mm-hmm.
that is for almost every Saturday we have something called pudding and so the pudding could be either be in or out. But I prefer my in. I guess just grew up seeing my grandfather do that, so I kind of prefer to eat mine inside. I just love it. So when you were talking about what your dad used to do, making those sausages, it kind of reminded me of how we do it here. So you see, there are so many things and different ways that we in culture, even though we might shift and like travel to different parts of the world, we still take some of these same traditions with us and we still
Yeah.
shape them based on our culture. And today, in this storytelling session, you're telling stories from when you grew up. I'm remembering stories that I would have seen my grandfather, things my grandfather would have done. And that is all part of storytelling. Generations of knowledge just going on and on and on. And I just love it. Now that brings us to the end of Deja Mashup. I enjoyed this session. I don't know y'all, but I enjoyed this session. I can't wait to taste some gumbo.
Yes, 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 girl.
Gumbo. So that's the end of Deja Mashup. Now, last week, Simon Says answer was division. And I had a reader ask last week, F is always Simon Says. But if Simon doesn't say it, then there's no riddle. So this week, Simon Says go blast off, cowboy, and oil tycoon. It was the first word heard on the moon. I'm going to say it again. Simon Says goes blast off, cowboy, oil tycoon. It was the first word heard on the moon. Let's see if anyone is going to get it. So Simon Says for this week was blast off, cowboys, and oil tycoon. It was the first word heard on the moon. No one seems to have it. Now, remember, children and parents, to like, comment, and share on our Reading to the 246 Facebook and Instagram page. Special thank you to Ms. Fisher for joining us today. Join us again next week, hopefully, for another exciting episode. But before we go, I have my song. Tomorrow is World Down Syndrome Day. I hope you notice I have some yellow in there as well. I'm wearing my yellow. I want to be bright. I want to be bright like the sun. So tomorrow's World Down Syndrome Day. So I encourage you if you don't have, no, it doesn't have to be an exciting paper like mine, but if you have a pair of colorful socks, please wear them to school to share your support. I know they're also asking you to donate $1, so make sure you donate $1 towards the cause. So today was World Storytelling Day. We had Darren Fisher in. Tomorrow is also World Poetry Day as well too. So there's so many things going on with reading and literacy. And remember, reading takes you where your imagination can't. So definitely get into a book. Before we go, Darren, do you have any final words?
I just want to say thank you for inviting me, especially on World Storytelling Day. It was an honor and a privilege to be among you. And I can't wait to get to Barbados.
Yes, and I definitely can't wait to taste your gumbo. So hurry up and come to Barbados soon.
Yes, I'll make it right in front of your face so you can see.
I love that. All right, that's it for us. Everyone, have a great Sunday evening.
God bless everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.